This sounds like something out of science fiction, but it isn't. Right now, there are AI tools capable of taking a normal photo of a person and generating a version of that image that was never meant to exist. No permission, no warning, just a few clicks, and suddenly something deeply personal becomes completely exposed. What's even more unsettling is how easy it's becoming, which raises an important question. How real is this? And more importantly, how widespread has it already become? In the middle of all this, a new wave of powerful AI systems is emerging. Tools that are faster, smarter, and more accessible than anything we've seen before. And one name that keeps appearing in the conversation is Grok. To be clear, Grok itself isn't being marketed as something that does this, but that's not really the point. The real concern is what happens when advanced AI technology exists in the same ecosystem as tools that can be misused. History has shown that when powerful technology becomes widely available, people don't just use it as intended. They push it further, they experiment, and sometimes they cross lines that were never meant to be crossed. That's where things start to get uncomfortable because this isn't just about technology anymore. It's about control, privacy, and a future where a single image of you might not belong to you anymore. So, what exactly is digital undressing? How does it work? And why are experts starting to take this more seriously than ever? At its core, this isn't magic, it's pattern recognition. Modern AI image models are trained on massive data sets, sometimes millions or billions of images, and over time these systems learn how the human body looks, how clothing fits, how lighting behaves, and how textures interact. When you give an AI a normal image, it doesn't just see a photo, it analyzes it, predicts what could exist underneath, and fills in gaps using probabilities. That's where things become controversial, because the result isn't real, yet it looks real enough to cause damage. What once required advanced technical skill is now being simplified into tools that almost anyone can use. Websites, apps, and private communities quietly spreading these capabilities as the barrier to entry collapses. You no longer need expertise or expensive software. In some cases, all you need is an image and curiosity. This is why it's no longer a niche issue. It's scaling, and once something like this reaches scale, it stops being just a technical topic and becomes a societal one. The question shifts from, can this be done, to what happens now that anyone can do it? This is where Grok enters the conversation. Grok represents a new generation of AI systems designed to be more interactive, more capable, and more deeply integrated into online platforms. It's not just a single tool, but a signal of the direction AI is heading. Faster responses, fewer restrictions, and more access. That combination is powerful, but it also raises concerns, because even if a system like Grok isn't directly responsible for harmful use cases, it still exists within the same rapidly evolving ecosystem where capabilities are constantly advancing. As people see how powerful these systems are becoming, behavior changes, curiosity increases, experimentation follows, and sometimes misuse emerges. That's why conversations around Grok aren't just about what it does today, but what becomes possible tomorrow. Because once technology reaches a certain level of capability, it doesn't stay contained. It spreads, gets replicated, modified, and eventually ends up in places nobody originally intended. That pattern has happened before, and it's the same pattern many experts are worried about now. The biggest risk here isn't just the technology itself, but how it changes the rules. In the past, privacy had physical limits. If something wasn't captured, it didn't exist. But now, AI can generate what was never captured, completely shifting the idea of consent. How do you protect something that was never real, yet looks completely real? This creates a new kind of vulnerability, where your image online is no longer just a representation of you, but becomes raw material, something that can be altered, manipulated, and redistributed without your approval. The psychological impact can be significant: reputation damage, emotional distress, and a loss of control. Even if something is proven fake, the damage can still be real, because perception spreads faster than truth, and once an image exists online, it becomes incredibly difficult to contain. That's what makes this different. It's not just about misuse, it's about permanence. Imagine someone taking a harmless photo from your social media, a vacation picture, or a casual post, and altering it. Not in an obviously fake or cartoonish way, but realistically enough to raise questions, and then sharing it. You didn't create it or approve it, yet now it exists and people are seeing it. That's the scenario people are beginning to worry about. Not because it's guaranteed, but because it can happen, and in some cases, versions of it already have. Online communities have shown how quickly these tools can spread once they gain attention, and once they spread, they don't stay controlled, they evolve, improve, and become harder to track. This is why the conversation is shifting from curiosity to concern, because the technology is no longer theoretical, it's operational. So why not shut it down, regulate it, or block it completely? The answer is complicated, because AI doesn't exist in one place. It's not a single website or company, but a global network of tools, developers, and platforms. Some are regulated, some are not, and some are open source, meaning anyone can modify and redistribute them. Once something becomes open, it's almost impossible to fully contain. If one platform enforces restrictions, another might not. If one tool is removed, 10 more can appear. That's the nature of rapidly evolving technology, and it's what makes this such a difficult problem to solve, because it's not about stopping one tool, but managing an entire ecosystem. So, where does this leave us? Digital undressing technology is real, evolving, and becoming more accessible, while powerful AI systems like Grok continue pushing the boundaries of what's possible across the entire space. When those two trends collide, they raise serious questions, not just about technology, but about responsibility, privacy, and where we draw the line. Because once a line is crossed in the digital world, it's very hard to redraw it. The real question isn't just what AI can do, but what we allow it to do. And, more importantly, what happens if we don't decide in time? If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to subscribe and like the video, because this is only the beginning of where AI is heading.